Hello everyone. I'm outside trying to get creative. I don't exactly have a podium or anything, so I'm using the hood of my car. Um, I'm here to tell my narrative speech. When I was 17 in high school, I met a girl, and we wound up dating all my senior year, my entire senior year. We, but after school, after we graduated, I worked at a Sonic drive-in and she worked at a Cracker Barrel, and we saved up enough money to move up here to Old Fort, where I live now. We lived uh, kind of near Charlotte. It's actually called Monroe. Most people don't actually know what that is, so I usually just say Charlotte. But we moved up here, just me and her, mostly because we wanted to get away from our parents, just the normal 18-year-old kind of stuff. And she had a lot of family living up here. But we moved up here and we actually got lucky. Her uncle owned and still owns a trailer, and he rents it out. So he actually gave it to us for very cheap, let us rent. Um, we moved up here. She actually got transferred to a different Cracker Barrel up in Asheville, so she still had a job when we moved. I wound up applying at a temp agency and getting a job here in Old Fort at the Ethan Allen factory when I was 18. Um, I started working there, and after I started making, a decent amount of money and got hired on full time, she quit her job at Cracker Barrel and became a just stay at home. But um, to make that whole story short, that the relationship didn't wind up working out. But I worked at Ethan Allen for 9 years. I made it from the temp that got hired on after 9 months. I got promoted to a packer. I got, after another year or two of doing that, I got promoted to a component assembly. After a year or two of doing that, I got promoted to a lead person over the packing end of the department. So I oversaw the whole, the packing, just the packing portion of it. Um, After, I think 3 years of that, I think it was about 3 years, I got promoted to the supervisor position over the entire department. So, which I was honestly pretty proud of, being 26 and running a department with 30 plus people in it, most of them twice my age. But I got to do that for I think a little over 1 year, and then of course we had heard rumors, the factory wasn't doing great and everything, but just one day, right in the middle of our shift, they called a plant meeting, and none of the upper management were given any heads up about it. And the vice president, Mike Worth, was in there, and he told us all that they were closing down the factory, and we would all be out of the job. Of course, we would all be getting severance and everything, but there was 300, 400 people working there, so that was obviously a pretty big hit. But and obviously at the time I was pretty worried and devastated, especially because I wasn't going to go out and be able to find a job that made that much money again, being my age. But now, looking back at it, I'm extremely grateful that it happened, because it gave me the opportunity to go back to college that I kind of passed it up the first time when I graduated high school. But it's given me the opportunity to come to McDowell Tech and get to pursue a degree in software and web development, which I really enjoy every aspect about computers. So I'm actually very happy that it happened. Otherwise, I'd be working at a dead end factory job for the rest of my life. And I don't want that. I actually would rather not work in a factory again for the rest of my life after that first experience. Um, but that's pretty much up to where I'm at now. I live by myself in Old Fort, just going to school. So that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for listening.